Okay, it's my pleasure to introduce our new segment. We're calling it Tornado Tommy Talking Football. And Tommy, welcome to the Halftime Howie Show.
Thanks for having me, Howie.
Tommy, we go back when you were in high school. Had the big Halftime Howie Show, and I went up to your coach and I said, I think this is a cool story. Can we have Tommy with his cousin and his brother? And we did a cable TV show, Supple to Supple and Supple, and that's where our relationship began 20 years ago. What are your memories of that show that we did together about 20 years ago?
It was a great time. It was really something special to do with, like you said, my brother and my cousin. It's, rare that you get to play with your family members, let alone two of them. And, for you to have us on, it was really special that we, got to share that with everyone. And I was really excited to do that show back then. I was a 15-year-old kid, and, to go on TV and, talk sports, it was, like a dream of mine. So I thought it was something really special and really cool.
And I thought, we've been friends on Facebook and stayed in touch, but, I got the idea. I said to Rocco, I said, here in New York, there is so much excitement for the Jets and Giants. The Jets, it's really been 50 years since Joe Namath, since the fans could really get excited about a young quarterback, Sam Darnold. And the Giants, Barkley, same thing. A stud running back from Penn State. So these two franchises, I've never seen a period where the fans of the Jets and Giants are so excited. So I just thought it would be a perfect time to do a football segment, because I think the interest, especially here in New York, is going to be incredibly high based on the young talent that we're going to have.
Right. I think with Sam Darnold, he showed his sophomore year that he's really an elite quarterback. And his junior year, his stats went down a little bit, the turnovers went up, but he still showed that he has that elite ability. And I think the Jets made the right move in drafting him. I think they could have made a better pick with their third pick, maybe drafting Barkley first and then going with the quarterback. But they chose to go with the quarterback first, which, in this NFL today, you can win even if Darnold has a decent career. You could win with that as long as you put the right players around them in the right system. And as far as the Giants go, I think they got the best athlete in the draft, hands down, with Saquon Barkley. He's a great runner. He's a great receiver out of the backfield. He can, return kicks, return punts. I just hope that, Eli still has it and the line can block for him, because if not, the Giants may have made a mistake by just getting a running back and not taking Eli's replacement in this draft.
Absolutely, and I think another cool aspect of your segment is we're going to tap into the high school football, and it's always good when you get youth involved. But I just thought the fact that you and Rob Blount, the Oceanside football coaches, who's been considered one of the best coaches in Long Island, the fact you went to school together and you're close friends, doing like a Tommy Supple Player of the Week, getting Oceanside and then of course Long Beach involved. I think that's going to be great, getting the high school kids, and obviously I think that's going to create a lot of excitement.
Yeah, definitely. Me and Rob played together in high school. He was a year younger than me. He was a great football player, and he's turned that Oceanside football team into a program. They went from a bottom-of-the-barrel team year in and year out to a team that fights for championships every year. This past year, they won Nassau County. They came up a little short in the Long Island Championship, but he's taken them, head and shoulders above where they were. And I think it would be really great if we could get him and some of his players on here to just really showcase what he's done at that school.
This is kind of like meant to be. When I reached out to Tommy this week, I said, I'd love for you to do a segment. You came back to me and told me that in the winter you're planning on going to the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. So sometimes in life, it's kind of like meant to be.
Yeah, no, definitely. It was a shock that you asked me, but it was really something that I've been looking to do for so long, was get back to school for broadcasting. And this coming winter is when I planned on doing it. So when you asked me to do this segment and the show with you, I was excited and jumped at the opportunity, because it's what I want to do for a living. So this is just going to help me, take that next step in my life.
Well, I think it's going to be great. It's going to give good practical experience, and you can always have this and be a part of our show, as well as, furthering your career. And what was the reaction of your friends and family? Got to know your folks a little bit back in the day. So what was the reaction of your friends and family when you told them, I'm going to be on the halftime Howie show. I'm going to be a football segment. What was their reaction like?
They were really happy because, like you said, you got to know them a little back in the day and everything, and they really loved you for what you did for us by, the weekly coverage on our football team, even if you were picking the other teams to beat us most of the time, but they still loved what you did for high school football. So when I told them that you were giving me this opportunity, they were really excited and they were really happy, and they told me to tell you thank you personally for it.
And we expect to see them in the coming weeks ahead. And like I said, bring in Rob Blount with him and some of the Oceanside plays. That's going to be great.